Shanti, can we start, sister?
Yes, sister.
वंडरफुल। हाँ जी, आप सभी भाई बहनों को राखी की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। पहले तो हम सोच रहे होंगे कि राखी तो हो गई, आई एम सॉरी, इट्स इन इंग्लिश, यू जस्ट switching part is okay. So wonderful, a very warm welcome to everyone, and it's great to be back with the family. We keep connecting, I keep coming, meeting all of you, which is an honor, which is a pleasure to be with all of you. And especially for today's occasion, which is, we are celebrating RakshaBandhan. Now you must be thinking RakshaBandhan is already over and now we are celebrating the festival today, which is almost after 3-4 days of the, the occasion. But what I have realized and what I have experienced, especially here in Madhuban, where I am right now, that Raksha Bandhan is not just a day. Yeah, of course, in terms of celebration, tying Rakhi, I still have some brothers whom I'm going to go and tie Rakhi today, saying that, okay, I missed out, I couldn't meet you, and I'll tie Rakhi today. So, but even not just the external uh, things that we do in terms of celebration, but if we look at Brahmin life, right, our entire life is about Raksha Bandhan. Yeah, because every moment that we spend with Baba, that moment is like, that canopy of protection from the Supreme. So Raksha Bandhan not just for a day or a month or a week, but it's a life, right? It's Raksha Bandhan life from the Supreme. So to all of you who are with us today here, a happy Raksha Bandhan life, I would say. It's a lifestyle ultimately. Yeah. So what I want you to do next is let's spend couple of moments. Yeah. Because we are talking about life and specifically Brahmin life, I want you to reflect your journey. That time when you recognized your true identity and you realized your connect with the Supreme. Let's go back a couple of years, a couple of months back, and look at how our alokik journey started. Let's also recollect some moments which were very special with Baba. Baba says, बचपन के दिन भुला ना देना. Those times, initial days, the intoxication of Baba's love. Let's move ahead a little bit. In that journey, as we moved ahead, holding Baba's hand, we would have had various experiences of Baba's presence in our life. There may have been situations, challenges, but how in our alokik journey with Baba, we managed through it all. With Baba's presence in our lives, how safe, how protected I have been. Emerge that sense of how fortunate we are. That God Himself creates that canopy of protection, of safety around me. Today, when I look back at my journey, the only feeling that emerges is a sense of gratitude for all that Baba has given to us. Shukriya Baba, Shukriya. What a wonderful feeling it is to know that I am safe and protected in the canopy of the Supreme. Just be there for a couple of more moments, very, very relaxed, very comfortable. Let's spend a couple of moments and reflect our own journey and what is it that you experienced as an individual, what is that feeling that emerged when you looked at your journey. You can share in the chat box, just one word when you reflect your journey, Falokik life. What is that one feeling which is so strong? You can share that one word in the chat box. What is that one feeling? Maybe one word or one sentence. Madhuban, Princep, Seema Ben, Kabir Bhai. Anybody would like to share when we reflected our Alokik journey, day 1 till now? Wonderful. Rakhi Ben says, someone is with me always. Wonderful. I feel light. That's nice. Now, what else would you like to share? You can also unmute and share maybe a line or a two, or you can put it up in the chat box. We all have these wonderful experiences with Baba, right? Especially when we become Baba's children. That's the time Baba gives us lot of experiences. Maybe one thing that you recollect from your, alokik childhood, experiences that Baba gave you at that point in time. How does it make you feel? If you have to give that, share that one word to summarize that entire experience, what would that experience be? Shivani Bahan, luckiest. Madhu Bahan says luckiest. Wonderful. Seema Bahan says purity, happiness, and joy. Wonderful. Yeah.
Om Shanti. I remember early days there was a time when I was scheduled to go to a center around Juhu, and I was to reach there by 6:30 in the morning. And those were the days when I never gotten up at around 3:34 in the morning. And I said, Baba, in the night, I have to reach there at 6:30 in the morning. And I also want to start my Amrit Vela. I just happened to say this. And 4:30 when I got up, I was feeling very sleepy since I was not even wanting to come out of the bed. But I don't know, somebody just pushed me off from the bed.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was in the routine, reached the place at 6:30 in the morning. And I was wondering who was it, someone who just pushed me off from that
Yeah.
lazy thought that I had. And that's the beginning of my journey, where I just mentioned, I feel somebody is there with me always.
Wonderful. That's nice. So how Baba makes us experience his presence in little things, waking us up, which is just everything, little thing, getting us to sleep. We don't sleep like any ordinary people. We sleep, we're very special children. So Baba takes us in his arms and, gets us to sleep. So these are all wonderful moments that all of us have, little experiences that we have with Baba, which is so special, right? Wonderful. I'm unique and spiritual divine soul. Amipen says blessed. Thank you everyone for sharing. This was just little, reminder to ourselves how lucky we are, isn't it? Let's not forget that in our journey, because celebration is all about this that we are, experiencing right now. Celebration is not one moment. Celebration is, experiencing all that you are writing or all that you're sharing right now with all of us here in the group. That's celebration. And that's true for any celebration in Sangam Yuga. Having Baba together with us and just feeling, Baba's presence and how lucky we are to have him with us. Yeah. So our life then becomes celebration with Baba. And there is nothing that we are waiting for a day that we will celebrate something. Of course, each day has its importance. Rakhi is what we will look at today basis some of the Avyakt Murlis. I've taken some pointers from Avyakt Murlis where Baba is talking about RakshaBandhan. We definitely discuss that. But yeah, not forgetting the fact that, our entire life is that celebration with Baba. On that note, what I also want you to reflect, a second part of the reflection that I want you to have is in this entire journey, okay? We met Baba, we were so lucky, we could experience his love, his palna, the way Rakhi sister also shared. Yeah. In that journey, Baba also gave us a lot of Shrimat. Yeah, Baba said, okay, this is what we're supposed to do, this is what we're supposed to refrain from. And we also do a lot of promises to Baba. There are a lot of Avyakt Murli where Baba says, I have a file, I have loads of files which is full of all your promises. But sometimes we make promises to Baba and then those promises kind of, sometimes they're able to do it, sometimes we don't find enough strength, or sometimes we just become in that journey we kind of become a little careless, if not carefree, but like Baba says, careless in terms of living up to all those promises. So today when we are talking about Raksha Bandhan, and specifically in Raksha Bandhan, Baba talks about pratigya, promises or sankalp that we've done to Baba. So today let's check, okay, on Raksha Bandhan, all the promises that we've made to Baba, the Shrimad that Baba has given to us, how much have we able to do it? And what is it that we still want to do? What is that little gap in the pratigyas that we've made to Baba? We've all made a lot of promises to Baba, right? Even Baba knows. So he says, I have loads of files. But, those files are not yet completely put into practice. Lots of promises that we've made. So is there anything in our journey that we think is still missing in terms of what we have done in terms of our purusharth or our effort? If you have a book and a pen, maybe you can make a note of maybe one or two things, two or three things as to what is still missing in the promises that I've made to Baba. Is there anything missing? You can make a note of it. You don't have to share that, so don't worry. That's just for your reflection. What promises have I made which are yet to be fulfilled by me? Today, what we will do by end of the session, we will actually pick up some of those pratikyas, and then we'll, experience them. We'll experience that divine RakshaBandhan with Baba, and we'll also experience all those promises that you are right now making a note of. You'll see Baba's blessings, being received for all of them. So make a note. You can make a note of maybe a couple of things that you want to do in your Purusharth. Now, on that note, with some reflections for today, let's start with what Baba has to say about RakshaBandhan. Here we go. So Baba says, जब आप लोगों ने आने से ही व्रत, oh, I have to use English only, right? Okay, what I'll do is I'll quickly read this up and maybe we can discuss it. आने से ही व्रत धारण किया तो सदैव स्मृति रखो, स्मृति से कभी वृत्ति चंचल नहीं होगी. In the sense, vritti, smriti is awareness, our attitude, and vritti is the way we look at things. So our smriti, our awareness and our attitude, that will always be stable. This is specific murli for RakshaBandhan. I'm only thinking that I'll quickly translate to Hindi to English. There is another thing that Baba says here. व्रत को हल्का करने से ही वृत्ति चंचल होती है. The promises that we've made to Baba, when we become a little careless towards them, that's when the vritti, the attitude, the way we kind of, look at things, that becomes a little, not very stable. राखी पर यह प्रतिज्ञा करवाएंगे ना कि पवित्र बनो. Now that's one thing which we've been hearing for last entire week, I think, in the Murli, the Sakar Murli also that we are listening to. One thing that Baba has been talking about every single day, especially in context of Rakhi, is pavitrata. Yeah. So the first pratikya that we make, first promise that we make to Baba in terms of, RakshaBandhan. Why is this very, very important? For a simple, fact that we can't experience God's canopy of protection till we have imbibed purity in us very clearly. Now we can't experience that God's power. Baba is giving, He's always there. But because our aura is not able to catch those wonderful vibrations, somewhere there is some form of leakage. So then if there is anything, now, in further Mulli's, Baba is also defining what do we mean by complete purity and what are the benefits of purity. These are a couple of things that we will discuss today. But talking about Rakhi, the first pratikya that we make to Baba is that of purity. Let's understand what Baba has got to say about what purity exactly means. So Baba says, the first thing, the transformation actually happens when we bring about that shift in our awareness. Smriti, when we bring about shift in our awareness. So what awareness is Baba talking about here? Any thought, any idea what awareness is Baba talking about? To bring about purity as our natural nature, our everyday life, we're able to experience that sense of purity. To do that, what shift would Baba want us to bring in our awareness? Any thoughts and any reflection on that? Anyone?
Shanti. not just looking at your thoughts to be negative or positive, but also catching waste thoughts and putting a full stop to it.
Wonderful. Catching waste
Starts
thoughts.
with thoughts, and
Yeah.
that's the beginning of the rest of the things, deeds, actions, tasks.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Seema, Sister Seema says, we were DT, soul consciousness. Yes, sister, you are absolutely right. So Baba says, संकल्प किया हम सब भाई भाई है इस वृत्ति परिवर्तन द्वारा. So soul consciousness, the basis of purity can only be through an awareness of soul consciousness. It can't, you know, being in body consciousness, in today's times, adapting purity is very, very difficult. So the first transformation that we need to bring about is that awareness of being a soul. Yeah, soul consciousness every day as we wake up. I was reading one Murli yesterday before going to bed, which says the first transformation that we have to bring about, Amrit Vele, is who I am. Waking up with that awareness that I am, I'm a soul. I'm not this body. I'm a soul. Just practicing that. I'm a soul. As soon as we wake up, the first thought, I'm a soul. Then Baba said the second shift that we need to bring about is, you know, whom do I belong to? So, who am I and whom do I belong to? These are two, you know, a shift in the awareness that we need to bring about to actually be able to practice purity to the highest level. And this becomes the basis of what Sister Raki said, which is, our thoughts automatically, when we are in the awareness of the soul, naturally, the thoughts that will emerge from soul consciousness will be that of purity. Then we can't have negative, then we can't have waste because the soul is pure. Yeah? So that's the first shift that we need to bring about. Let's do a quick, you know, uh, experience of that complete soul awareness and that the value of purity for a couple of moments now. Very, very relaxed, very comfortable. Let's again spend some time with our own selves. Away from everything outside. Our own time. Feel, experience that slowly the body is becoming very, very light. Feet, knees, thighs, stomach, lungs, heart, shoulders, everything is becoming very, very light. Neck, face. The body is so light, as if it just does not exist. What remains is I, the being. This awareness of I, the being, I am able to experience that complete sense of purity. I am a pure being. This is who I am. Continue to stay in that awareness of I, the pure being. And a realization that I belong to that one Father, this ocean of purity. In this awareness, my promise of adopting purity in my thoughts, words, and actions is very easy. Purity is my natural nature. With this one awareness of bringing about shift, my awareness from body to soul consciousness. Purity, my first promise to Baba, becomes very, very natural. Pure thoughts, pure words, and actions at all points in time. Let's continue to be in that awareness, very, very relaxed, very comfortable. So then Baba says, this one determined thought is like a foundation of our Brahman life. And very, very important, the next thing that Baba says is, through this foundation of purity, God's love and all the attainments can be received. It is this awareness that brings about all attainments in our life. Like they say, Pavitrita is, like a Janani, a mother to Sukh and Shanti, where there is purity, no waste, no negative, nothing. Just that awareness of a pure being. Then we are able to experience God's love. The highest form of love. RakshaBandhan is also that, bandhan. Why do we don't like bandhan, right? Bandhan is like bondage. We don't like being caged. But God's love is such a beautiful, bondage that we create. Rest all, we want everything else, every other relation, we want it to be sambandh. But with God, we are okay, being in that bandhan, raksha bandhan of the God, with the Supreme. Because this is one bandhan, one bondage that frees us from everything else. Yeah, God's love frees us from everything, and that's why our heart seeks God's love. Yeah? And the foundation of receiving God's love and all godly attainment is the foundation of purity. And Baba says, this is our original, Swadharma. Swadharma is, our original awareness. This is who we are. Can we be in that awareness the entire day? Now Baba says, when we practice purity in our thought, word, and action. Every thought is pure. Whomever we look, we are able to look at them through that soul consciousness. Soul, Atma, brotherly thought and feelings that we are able to generate for them. When we do this, what are the attainments? Now look at this beautiful, Baba says, you receive 4 kind of blessings. ऐसे चारों ओर के महान बच्चों को बाप दादा बहुत बहुत दिल से दुआएं दे रहे हैं. There are 4 kinds of दुआएं that we receive. मन, वचन, कर्म, वृत्ति, दृष्टि द्वारा पवित्रता. Mind, thoughts, words, action, vritti. Vritti is our attitude. Drishti, the way we look. We receive, blessings in all of that. How? Through the basis of soul consciousness. So let us experience how we are receiving, every thought that we create. If it's basis soul consciousness, how are we receiving blessings out of it? Okay, we have. See, the first benefit or attainment or the blessing that we receive is Khushi ka Anubhav. That experience of happiness for our own selves. That's the first blessing. Then we are able to attain purity. Soul consciousness, purity. The experience that we have through it is we're able to experience happiness for ourselves first. Because we are able to experience happiness for ourselves, Baba says, then we are able to offer that feeling of happiness to others. What we have, we'll be able to give. What we don't have, if we are full of, any negative thought, whoever comes to us, we'll naturally radiate that energy, that thought, that action to them. So Baba says the first blessing that you receive is blessing from the self. Always happy. Second is you are able to offer that to others also. You offer that happiness to others. The next is Baba says, Vardata Baap ka nearest or dearest bacha ban jate hain. That's the third blessing that we receive. The first blessing from the self, second blessing that you are able to offer happiness to others and you receive blessings from them, and very, very important, through the foundation of purity, through the foundation of soul consciousness, we become nearest and dearest child of God. The basis of that is purity, our promise of purity to the Supreme. Just imagine, however we are, whatever Purusharth we've done so far in our Brahman life, we're still able to experience Baba's love, right? We experience His presence, His powers working through us, His power making everything outside okay. Imagine a state where we've been able to attain that highest level of purity. Not even a waste thought, like Sister Rakhi said. Imagine the kind of love, imagine the kind of closeness we will be able to experience with Baba then. Baba was once talking about, Sandeshi. Baba was talking about Sister Rukmani. And Baba very beautifully said, why she's been given that role is because this child doesn't know what is, waste thought. When we are able to, elevate our state of mind to such a highest level where there is no waste thought, we'll be able to experience and catch Baba's, thoughts very easily, but no waste thoughts, so pure. And we have such examples around us, right? In terms of, in form of dadis and in form of, sisters, didis, all the elder didis whom we have. So that form of purity is what will bring us very close to Baba. If we just keep that one thought in our mind, whatever we've been able to do, we've still been able to experience God's love. Just imagine when we are able to completely fulfill all our promises to Baba, how much closeness we'll be able to experience with Baba. For both the dadis, like Gulzar Dadi and Dadi Janki, Gulzar Dadi was always said to be combined with Baba. When we saw Gulzar Dadi, we could only see Baba, right? We still are able, whenever we see any photo, Dadi's photo, Gulzar Dadi's photo, we only see Baba in her. I mean, through her eyes, even if we look at Dadi on screen, through her eyes, we could only see Baba's love. That is it. That's because Dadi was always combined with Baba. And when we talk about Dadi Janki always used to say companion. Baba is always with me. So how do I experience God's love? Am I in that combined form with Baba? Or am I in that companion form with Baba? Any of these states could just bring us so close to Baba, the nearest and the dearest children of God. How do we become like them? It's by either becoming combined with Baba, one with Baba. That he always was one with Baba. Yeah? And Dadi Janki, companion, always with me. Whatever we're doing, entire day. Okay, we could be writing emails, we could be cooking, we could be doing any other routine work. We could be washing clothes, we could be washing, whatever, utensils or whatever we're doing. In everything, Baba, you come with me and do. I'm doing all of this, you do with me. Yeah, so making God your companion in every little thing. Imagine how wonderful our entire day's experience would be. Highest level of purity, having God along with us in everything that we do. Yeah, so that's the third dua or blessing that we receive. And the last one is Baba says, Brahman Parivar, ये विशेष निमित्त बने हुए. Whoever is instrumental, whoever is, nimit for us in the Brahmin family, who's instrumental in giving that sustenance to us. The most beautiful thing is when we adopt purity, and whoever is instrumental to us, whoever is, giving sustenance to us, we don't have to say anything in terms of how much purity have we been able to practice through our vibrations. It's very, very easy to feel that sense of purity. So we don't have to say also at times that how much purity in terms of thoughts, no waste thought, how much have I been able to do. Your presence itself radiates that sense of purity at all points in time. Yeah, and that's what gets us blessings from the Brahmin family. That's the basis of receiving blessings from the Brahmin family. So today on this RakshaBandhan, yeah, let us strengthen our foundation of purity even further. That first promise that we made to Baba, foundation of purity. Let's strengthen it further. How? Our awareness of soul consciousness. What is the benefit? We receive all four blessings. Blessings from the self, yeah, because the moment I strengthen my foundation of purity, the natural result is happiness. When there is no waste thought, obviously there will be happiness. Yeah. So the first blessing that we receive is from the self, pure. Second blessing that we receive is everybody whom we meet. Because whoever comes in contact, we transform that happiness to them as well. Third, most important, I think, that something that inspires us most in Brahmin life is our connect with Baba. Yeah, how close do we feel with Baba? That sense of having Baba with us all the time. The only way to do it is purity. Yeah? So God's nearest and dearest children. That's who we are. Experiencing that closeness. more that sense of purity. You will feel that Baba is just along with you every moment. And fourth is, the Nimit Atmae, so, instrumental souls, Brahmin Atmae, Brahmin souls who are there to give us sustenance. There's so many brothers and sisters whom we meet, I mean, their innocence, their purity just makes us feel so, naturally we start radiating, the soul should receive all that they want. Or, you feel so good. So that those vibrations of purity are so, deep that you automatically start radiating good to them, good for them. That's the magic of purity, Baba says. So what we do next is, okay, Shivani Bain says, share Murli dates. Definitely I'll do that. What I'll do is, I have picked up 3 Murlis in this, and I'll share the dates with Sister Raki. I haven't noted down the dates. I've just noted the points which I found important. But what I'll do is, I'll share with Sister Raki, and maybe in the group that we have for Avyakt Murli, we can share that in the group. Is that okay, Sister Raki?
Yeah, that's fine.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Excuse me, sister. Do you explain a bit more number 4 blessing, please?
Yes. So number 4 says, all the Brahmin souls that we meet, and especially the ones who are instrumental, in giving us sustenance. It could be, the center sisters. It could be, let's say if we come here, there are the didis and dadis and all of them. So what happens is, when I have adopted purity, you will see that whoever meets, let's say, a soul who is adopted purity at the highest level, they start experiencing that sense of purity. Like, you meet somebody, you just know, that complete innocence and purity. You're able to experience through them, through their vibrations. And then what happens is, because you are constantly radiating that feeling of purity to everyone around, and they are able to experience that, they wouldn't know it's purity, or they wouldn't be able to term it in certain way, but they just know, they just get that sense of comfort with you. They just get that sense of, that serenity. They're able to experience that serenity. And when any soul is able to experience that serenity with you, what naturally happens is, they start radiating good wishes for you. You would have met somebody, and you would have said, oh, this soul is such a good Purusharthi. Now your thought is like a blessing to them. They're always smiling. Let's say, as simple as somebody who is always smiling. Let's make it very, very regular experience. Somebody who is always smiling, even if there is a lot of chaos outside, they continue to smile. When we look at such souls, we feel, oh, this soul is always smiling, is so stable. Yeah, that's the form of good, because that's a positive thought that you're creating for them. They receive it, that empowers them further. That's the blessing that we receive from Brahmin family, because the basis of connect of Brahmin family is all about pure connection. Sangam Yuga is all about pure connections that we have with the Brahmin family, and that becomes the most important connections, not just for Sangam Yuga, but for entire Kalp, because these are the souls whom we'll spend lot of our births with, right? So we're able to experience that good wishes from the family, from the Brahmin family, through our vibrations. I don't know if I've shared this earlier in the class, but there was one time where Dadi Janki's class was there in Diamond Hall, like 7:30 evening. Numa Sham class got over, and after that, Dadi was coming out of the Diamond Hall from the backstage, and then Dadi was in wheelchair, and there were brothers who were kind of getting her, outside, and outside that Diamond Hall, it was full of brothers and sisters who were just waiting for that one drishti from Dadi, just just looking at Dadi's, just feeling Dadi's presence. There were so many brothers and sisters there. Just kind of, we can say it was mob, so many brothers and sisters. But I remember that one time, you know, they were just taking Dadi. So it was not like Dadi was looking at everybody. Dadi was just in that awareness. And whoever was there, Dadi was, just giving that drishti. But honestly, Dadi was not even looking at each of us. Dadi was just in that soul awareness. And because of Dadi's very strong awareness, it was just that 1 second of drishti from Dadi. Just that 1 second. But I can emerge that 1 second of Dadi's drishti even today. Because Dadi was in such a high state, such a pure, elevated form of awareness that Dadi was. Now imagine a state where I am receiving such powerful vibrations. What would I want to send? Thank you, Dadi. Isn't it? That's the blessing that I think, I wouldn't say we bless Dadi, but generally in our connections, that's the kind of feeling then we have for them. Those elevated vibrations that we receive from, people, pure, powerful people, naturally we radiate blessings to them. So that's the form of fourth blessing that we receive. Does that help, sister? Is that okay?
Very nice, sister. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other question that we have on today's discussion before we move to our final experience of, really emerging Bap Dada with us, getting Baba to tie us that Rakhi, giving all, one thing that I've experienced in last 15 years of my journey with Baba, uh, it was never like any effort that Baba wanted us to do or any promises that Baba wanted us, Baba promises that I had made to Baba was very easy. I was not one of those souls who would say, okay, day one and okay, I'm there and I'm able to do all effort and pusharth and dharna and everything. It was never like that. I would be like any other ordinary soul who was trying to make that little effort. But one thing that helped me is I would always keep writing letter to Baba. Whatever effort that I'm making, whatever I'm able to do, I'm not able to do. You know, I never felt Baba to be, somebody who I I had to, I could not share anything with. My weakest, the most weak thought that I would have, I would write even that to Baba. And one practice which I have started in last couple of months is even our weaknesses, something that we are not able to do, surrender even that to Baba. Baba, this weakness, I surrender. We surrender everything, thought, word, action, our, every breath, our every second, our life, everything, Baba, surrendered to you. Yeah, but along with that, one practice which has helped me, like I said, I would be like any ordinary other soul who had to really make effort to overcome waste thought, really make effort to overcome negative thoughts. Only thing that has helped me is writing letters to Baba. Baba, this is what I'm working. Baba, this is what I've been able to do. Baba, this is what I've not been able to do. Keep writing to Baba. That is one thing which has really helped me a lot in my Brahmin life. And I hope that this experience that I've shared with you somewhere helps you also in your journey, because we are all in that transition phase. So there are times when we are able to do it, there are times when we are struggling with our sanskars. Some sanskars are so strong, that it really takes effort, it really takes time, but that's okay. That's okay. Continuing our effort, not losing our heart. It's okay. We're in that transition period, right? And that's why Baba is here, because we don't have enough strength. We as a soul, I may not be so empowered, and that's why I need Baba. So not blaming yourself, but saying, Baba, it's your, I surrender it to you. You get it done. Keep writing to Baba, and we'll see one or two of those sanskars which are very strong. Especially for all of us, there may be one or two things which are very strong for us to be, able to overcome. Especially for them, taking Baba's help every time, writing till, there'll be a time where when you will look back and you will say, I have really overcome it, and I didn't even know that I have already done it. It'll be quite a while where you will see, oh, the sanskar hasn't emerged any longer, which means the sanskar is fading away. The new sanskar is getting created. And that Baba helps us do when we are very honest to Baba. Baba, this is what I've been able to do. This is what I want to do. I want your help. I surrender this weakness to you. And then we are able to receive Baba's help with that honesty. So that is one experience I thought, because it's a closed, group, it's a small family, can definitely share with all of you. Any question before we move on to the final meditation? Any thought or question anybody would like to share?
Shanti Didi. Actually, you answered my questions. I was about to ask this now, because I also make promise to Baba, I'll do this, and I make list also, especially giving the job. And I get disheartened now when I am not able to do that. No? So really, I feel very bad, and I stop giving chart also to Baba. This is my latest experience. No? So you answered my questions. Keep writing letter to the Baba.
Yeah.
So that can be done. That is
Yeah.
possible, I think.
Yeah, and there is one more thing that we can do for this,
Ji,
Sometimes when we feel burdened about not being able to do Purusharth, become like a child. Become like
ji,
that little baby who says, it's your responsibility. Why aren't you getting it done? So we have that adhikar over Baba. We should use that adhikar, saying that, chota bachcha, what does a child do? Just just knows that parents have to get it done. Parents have to pay my fees. Parents have to take care of me. They have to do whatever. Just knows that they have to get it done. So sometimes when we feel burdened becoming a child and telling you have to, because we have that adhikar on Baba. You have to get it done, Baba. So using that adhikar is very important.
ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Any other thought, reflection, or query? Is it okay to be disheartened also? Just watch it from a distance and let. See this. What you mentioned, Shivani Ben, that watching it from distance and letting it pass is one of the very powerful. Baba says, "Sakshi Drishta." You become a detached observer of what's happening. That's a very powerful technique in terms of, you don't get entangled in the weakness or the situation so much that you're not able to take care of your mental state. So detached observer is a wonderful state when you feel that, you are getting entangled in the emotions of the situation or the weakness. mm, Getting disheartened, I think that just depletes us further to not being able to do it. So, not getting disheartened, accepting, getting Baba to, making him responsible, that just makes us feel light to be able to do it further and sustain our effort. Because it's a long journey. It's a long journey. I can tell you, 15 years, there may still be things that I may be working on, and that's okay. That's okay. If we feel disheartened, you know, somewhere we lose our happiness. So not getting disheartened, it's okay. We're all, that's why Baba is here, right? Otherwise Baba, we wouldn't need Baba. If we were so empowered, we wouldn't need Baba. We need Baba because we are going through that transition. So it's okay not feeling disheartened, because disheartened takes our happiness away, and that we can't allow. We can't let go of our happiness of the Sangam Yuga. Yeah. So Sakshi, towards even our own self, yes, I am completely with you on that. In our own weakness, even quality, yes. Not being impressed or influenced, wonderful. I'll share one thing with you. One practice. If we are somebody who feels very elevated in, let's say appreciation or something good, then chances of feeling low when things don't go right is very high. So Baba says Tit Pragya, balanced state of mind. If we don't go very high in appreciation, we are able to see it as, you know, as a detached observer. Appreciate, say, good, you've been able to do this, but not feeling, I've done it all. Then chances of feeling low is also, being fine and stable and balanced even in low, some low points of our life is easy. So being there. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for sharing all your thoughts, your queries. It's not queries, I would say your thoughts, your reflections. Any last thought anybody would like to share before we move on to our final meditation? Anyone? Because the sharings that are coming from all of you, that is what is making this interaction so rich. Yeah, Angad, example of Angad, that's right.
When we connect to RakshaBandhan and having a bond with Baba, what I was getting was having a bond with someone is connecting as one. While bondage is like you feel that you've been pulled and pushed in something. So connecting with Baba with a bond of oneness, a bond of somebody always with me, and someone where I can be my own self, nothing that I can hide or I don't have to pretend anything. That was what I was getting while we were talking about what is Raksha Bandhan, and that Bandhan with Baba is bond and not a bondage.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Sister Rakhi, for sharing that. In fact, uh, I remember one Murli where Baba was saying that you can't tie God in anything. I mean, we can't, I think I'll just say it in Hindi because I'd read it in Hindi, but we can of course discuss it in English. It said, परमात्मा को हम किसी और मतलब बंधन में नहीं बांध सकते, except for the बंधन of our love. वो स्नेह के बंधन के अलावा वो किसी चीज़ का भूखा नहीं है, उसे कुछ नहीं चाहिए, because what does God need? Nothing. But the only way to tie him is that बंधन ऑफ लव, स्नेह के बंधन में ही हम उससे बांध सकते हैं, और उसके वी टाई हिम इन दैट बॉन्डेज, बंधन ऑफ लव, आई कैन से नॉट बॉन्डेज बट या लाइक सिस्टर राखी सेड बॉन्डेज, दैट बंधन ऑफ लव with Baba. That's the only way we can tie God. There is no other way we can tie God with ourselves. It's just our pure love, our honesty, just being who we are with him. That brings us close to Baba. And that's how we tie him to us, saying that, you are responsible for us. You get, you help, you get that Purusharth done from me. That Adhikar. That can only happen through our bond of love with Baba. So wonderful. Thank you everyone. I'm sure you have been listening so much about RakshaBandhan in past 1 week, and there is so much that you would have already practiced, heard, churned on, experienced with Baba in last 1 week about RakshaBandhan, and today's discussion was just in addition to all that you experienced in last 1 week, and we continue to experience that not just for this 1 week but our entire life. God's protection, safety, always with us. On that thought, let's move to our final experience of meditation with Baba. Very, very relaxed, very comfortable. Little time for your own self. Today, as we are discussing the essence of RakshaBandhan, a bond of love with the Supreme. This bond of love is what brings us closest to Bap Dada, the nearest and dearest child of God. That's who I am. My one thought of remembrance of God brings him close to me, very, very close to me, with me, my companion. Let me emerge Bap Dada's presence with me in this moment. just Bap Dada and I. Experience Baba's loving drishti She says, we experience all of love supreme. And Baba is giving me the love of soul consciousness as we celebrate our
Ritu sister, we are not able to hear you.
okay now?
Yes.
Better?
Yes.
Wonderful. Tilak of soul consciousness and Rakhi of pure love and purity from Bap Dada is what you experience celebrating RakshaBandhan with Bap Dada. We revise all our promises made to Bap Dada. And most important, promise to complete our thoughts, words, and action. We revise this promise to Bap Dada once again today. When you revise your promises to Bap Dada today, Baba gives you toli, sweet, which is a symbol of sweetness that we experience through that pure bond of love with God. Tilak, Rakhi, and sweet each have their significance as we celebrate RakshaBandhan with Bap Dada. Symbol of soul consciousness, symbol of adopting purity and the promises that we've made to Baba. And through these, the sweetness of life that we experience is the real essence, celebrating RakshaBandhan with Baba. With all our hearts, let's thank Baba for this wonderful experience that we've had with Bap Dada today. We continue our bond of love in every moment today. Feeling combined the companionship with Baba throughout the day. Very, very relaxed, very comfortable. Let's hold Baba's hand very lovingly. And through the day, let Baba be with you in everything that you do. Neither Baba leaves you for a moment, nor you leave Baba for a moment. That's the experience we will have throughout the day. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Ritipan, for guiding us very beautifully about the true significance of RakshaBandhan. Thank you, all of you, joining us. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Have a blissful day.
Thank you. Om Shanti.